Hello again from Connect Africa. Welcome to Connect Africa. I am here to give you updates from Niger. In the past couple of days, there has been quite a development in Niger. So on Thursday, we have brought you a long analysis on our live streaming program. So since Friday, I'm going to list out what happened in Niger. Now, on Friday, if you remember, there was the military chiefs of the Ecowas members have convened a meeting in Accra to decide what to do next in Niger. So that meeting was concluded on Friday. On Friday, and they have released a statement, a joint statement, which is they are going to, of course, militarily intervene. But of course, first they said they will exhaust all diplomatic means, to negotiate. They will give a priority to dialogue. But this is what they have been telling us all the way. I mean, ever since the coup happened, they have been telling us they will exhaust the diplomatic means, but then they put again a threat of military intervention. So if I'm audible, please give me thumbs up. Now, also on last time they have given a 7 days ultimatum, which also a long time it is finished, and then now what they are saying is they will exhaust a dialogue or a negotiation, diplomatic means, but if not, then still their forces stand by. For the third time, Ecowas is coming up with this kind of statement. They are not really telling us what they are deciding, but also this time on the just concluded meeting on Friday, what they added is the operation will be very quick operation to reverse the coup. That's what's now the new thing is that. Now, secondly, on Saturday, we have seen, of course, every action has a reaction. So the Niger government have called for the use of Niger, and they have responded. The use of Niger have been rallying for support. First of all, really, I feel so uncomfortable to call it a coup because it's a revolution, what's happening. So they have responded to their government, and we have seen thousands of people of Niger queuing for military service, to volunteer for military service in case if this military intervention happens, as Ecowas is threatening Niger. Now, on Sunday, which is today, Ecowas has sent, as promised, of course, they said they will exhaust all the diplomatic means. They have sent elders. We have elders from Ecowas to talk to Niger. Now, meaning the General Abdurrahman Tichiani and others in the administration. So the government of now General Abdurrahman Tichiani came and said they gave, and this is another development today, meaning the elders of Ecowas going and talking to the Niger government, the current government, and then also the government proposing a 3 years transitioning period, and then after that to reverse it or to bring it to a civilian led, or to have election. Now, mind you, why are they so much pressuring Africa to have, or particularly in Niger, to have a democracy, or democratically, as they say, elected government? What about all those elections in the continent that they have manipulated and put their own puppet that will not work for the people, for the interest of Africans, but only to obey what its former colonizer or the West tells him or her to do? Why are they so pressuring us? So this is also what's happening also in if the people are happy. We have seen how many people came to support this government. Then if this is the will of the people of Niger, Why do we even need I'm not against election, but if the elections are going to be manipulated, what is the need to have? The elections are meant to bring those who get more votes. Now, we have seen this on the streets of Niamey, in the streets of Niger in general. If we have seen that this support, like we have seen the average people coming and supporting the government, then why do we need election? I leave the answer, for you. Another thing, so these are the four developments since Friday, meaning I'm going to really wind it up. On Friday, the defense military chiefs of Ecowas members have made, and they have released that joint statement. And then on Saturday, we have seen thousands of Nigers coming and volunteering, queuing for military service. And then today we have seen ECOWAS leaders, not the leaders, but the elders, talking to General Abdurrahman Tichiani and his team, and then also proposing again by General Tichiani for a 3 years period of transition. Now, what you have to know is in all this, it has been almost a month since this coup happened, okay? Since this change of government happened in Niger. It happened on 26 July. Now we are on 20th of August. What we have seen is that many, including first and foremost, the people of Niger support their government, what they have now. And then they have the support of many Africans, and particularly also Pan-Africans in their platform like here, Connect Africa, and many others have been voicing the people of Niger, what's happening really on the ground, as opposed to what the mainstream media bombard us with their agenda, that what they want us to think. But of course, this might change because we are using, again, don't forget, we are using tools like YouTube channel. It could be WhatsApp, it could be others. It all is controlled by the collective West. So one day when they want to shut up, all this can be also stopped. So that's something to think. Another thing is that in all this, we have seen that the French government in the beginning used to make quite a noise. But now the French government, like officially, we don't see so much statement, but of course their medias are hour by hour reporting what's, bringing their own agenda. But of course, we all know why, because what we have right now is we have Niger and this Niger government and the people of Niger, which mostly supported by Africans. And then we have, on the other hand, ECOWAS, which is really echoing what the collective West is saying, what international organizations, the so-called international community is saying, what France is saying, what the US is saying. This is what is echoed by ECOWAS. So you have France/collective West backed France, and you have Niger backed by Africans. Okay, and then the other thing is that you have the African Union, which is supposedly the biggest Pan-African institution, not deciding what, like, they are not supporting the military intervention, but also at the same time they are saying they support ECOWAS. I mean, it's a contradictory statement that's coming from the African Union. And also, we have learned that it's not all members, but some members, particularly the northern and the southern region, are opposing the military intervention, whereas the eastern and the central are quiet. Okay, and of course, we know what the Western Africa is up to. Now, in all this, I want to leave you with a question. The idea of France and its allies to think that this neo-colonization, even in this 21st century, where all the information is in our hand, will continue assuming that people don't know, African people don't know what really France has put or imposed on these ex-colonies of Western African countries, the colonial tax and everything that they have imposed for several decades, for more than 6 decades. And the idea that it will continue. And then their fight for it to continue, because now this coup happened and they say they want to reverse it, because if they reverse the so-called democratically elected government of Niger will do what this. I mean, it's just beyond fathomable for me. I can't even fathom it. It's beyond comprehension. How could you continue doing this on countries where you don't see a next sovereign country that it's unequal to you, and you want to continue looting the natural resources of the country? It's something, it's beyond comprehension, really. And now the other thing is that I want to also leave you to a question. Speaking of election, and now that the Niger government president General Tichiani coming up with this proposition of 3 years of transitioning and bringing it back to a civilian leadership. Why do really, did Africa benefit out of democracy? What do the people of Niger have to think in these 3 years of transitioning period, as they call it? They really have to redraft their constitution in a way that will not be manipulated by foreign powers. That's my 2 cents really for the people of Niger. The other thing is, it's a thought that actually I was inspired by a friend of mine who put it on Twitter, asking this election versus coups, and then what is our preference? So I'm going to leave you with this question. Do we need those elections in Africa who gave us presidents like Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, president like Mohamed Bazoum of Niger, president like Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast, who have sold their people to the interest of the West and serving the interest of the West? Or do we need coups that happen in Africa, like in Mali, that brought Ibrahim Traore, in in Mali, like Colonel Assimi Goita, in Burkina Faso, like General Ibrahim Traore, and then in Niger, that brought a coup that brought General Abdurrahman Tihiani. I will just leave the answer to you. Please comment below what is your preference. And then we will take it for a further discussion. We will see you again in our live streaming tonight. Until then, bye-bye.